And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, I'm Tom Vasel, and today I'm going to be taking a look at something different than a board game, instead a board game book. Actually, it's called the Board Game Book Volume 1. This is a hardback book. It is quite a few pages here, 256 pages. It is beautifully full color illustrations, and there's a lot to talk about with this book, but honestly, the best thing to do with a book is to show it to you. So let's get going. Now, I'm not going to show you everything from this book because, well, you should get the book, so you can see all this stuff for yourself. But as you can see, this is the size of my hands. That's the size of the book. In the beginning, it talks about the Kickstarter backers. It was a Kickstarted book. There's a foreword from Ian Livingstone, who's one of the, forefathers of gaming in general. Then there's an introduction by Owen Duffy, who is pictured here. These four folks are the people who put this book together and wrote a lot of the different things inside the book. So I believe I've met all four of them, and they're extremely nice people. And we have a table of contents. And then there's a nice bit here that just talks about what board games are. Going through, showing, again, you can see the pictures here are great, talking about board games. And then immediately starting with a get into gaming. Here it has the essential games of the 21st century. Now, you might argue over this, and we certainly do in a Dice Tower, like what are the top games, but I don't think anyone's going to argue that Carcassonne, Ticket to Ride, Pandemic, Splendor, Catan, and Dixit are great games for new people to learn about. And then here, there's just a little bit of a description, including other ones like Machi Koro and Kingdom Builder, and Wordsy and Love Letter, and Codenames Pictures. Hey, That's My Fish, King of Tokyo. This is really quick descriptions talking about these games, giving all the information, the year it came out, the designer, how many players, how many minutes, etc., with pricing on it. This is just an incredibly useful thing for someone new into gaming, and it's the very first thing in the book. After that, the rest of the book is pretty much the same. It's going to start in sections. So here we have family, casual, and party games. And what it does is it will take a game. So here, for example, is Meeple Circus. It talks about the game, giving even more information than the past, with, again, wonderful pictures. And on the other side, not for every game, but for many of the games, they have an interview with the designer, which is pretty cool. So I'm now going to be skipping pages of the book because, again, a lot of this book is just from discovery. But you can see, like with Downforce here, they have the black background with the white writing, and it just, whoever did the pictures for this, phenomenal job, because these are great pictures. This is the kind of book that I would love to leave sitting on a shelf. And I really like, again, that you can read about the game, and then immediately they ask good, useful questions to the designer. And they're not very long, too. So if I just want, again, there's not an interview with every game, but if I want to learn a little bit about a game, I can read about it and then see the interview with the person who made it. Now, some games get a 4-page spread. Keyforge is a pretty big one, so that gets a 4-page spread. But most games get 1 or 2 pages per game. And if I was someone who had never played games before, this book would easily get me into it, because I look at this and go, this looks amazing. These games look so fun. And like I said, it's also clearly in different sections. Now, there are a few advertisements. I'm going to say there's 5 maybe in the book total. And they're about board games, so it's not like they throw off the course of the book. But I'm just very impressed. TI4, of course, gets a 4-page spread talking about all the stuff in here. And I'm really surprised by, again, they managed to get interviews and stuff with all these different folks. This is a book to be proud of, to see in front. And you can see, again, the pictures and the background. When we get to the back, it's not just board games. There is a section about storytelling games, which is, of course, going to include role-playing games. And then the very last chapter talks about miniature games. So you can see all these different things about miniatures. And then at the very, very end, there's apps, a section on different apps that are in the game. There's a gamer's glossary that explains what a lot of these different terms mean. Hey, what's deck building? Blah, blah, blah. Fantastic. And then an index for the book. Just really cool. I guess if I had to say something negative about this, it would be that it's called the Board Game Book, which doesn't make it really easy to search for. But it is from Clyde and Cart Press. You can find it at https boardgame book.com. That seems pretty easy to find. Definitely, folks, this is an amazing book. I give this my highest rating. I really like it. I like the fact that it is, the illustrations alone make it worth it. This is the kind of book I'd have on my coffee table. I'm going to keep this for sure and leave this around. If someone says, what are these board games of which you speak? I can give them this. Sure, there's a lot of information in there and you're reading about it. Oh, it might be overwhelming. But people are going to go through this and look at the pictures. And I'm hoping I can show this to someone. They'll look through it and they'll go, wow, this looks really, really cool. What is it? Queen Domino? This looks fun. Do you have this? Well, yeah, I do. Do you want to play it? Or maybe, no, I don't, but how about, look at this game. Does this look interesting to you? And you don't have to show them just the box cover. Here it shows them fully set up. Also, good writing, good editing. This is just amazing. It's going to be good for non-gamers and gamers alike. I cannot recommend this higher. The board game book, there's a lot of books about board games that exist. Honestly, this is by far the best I've seen. Also, it says Volume 1. Yes. Dice Tower Judgment. Excellent.